Seeing Jane Chesnutt on the streets of Manhattan, you'd have a hard time picking her out as the one from a rural Texas town. The former Woman's Day magazine editor calls New York City her great love affair. If that's true, then the University of Texas was the matchmaker.
I was from this little tiny town that had fewer people in it than the dorm I was living in. I was totally, clueless, but you just can't go to UT and not be exposed to all of these wonderful things.
Jane Chesnutt was born in 1950, the oldest of 5 children. She grew up in Falls City, Texas, population 468. Her mother taught school, and her father's family owned a small-town newspaper.
Reading is like breathing to me. I sometimes wonder when I'm on a train, what the person next to me thinks, because my reading can vary from, the National Enquirer to War and Peace, within the same 30 minutes.
When Jane was 12, her father died of a heart attack.
I adored my father. I had seen how my mother, who was left with 5 children to support on a school teacher's salary and no money that came from him, which was a huge lesson to me in what a woman can do.
The girl who was voted Kennedy High School's most likely to succeed thrived at UT. Her transformation was obvious.
The first art that I saw was in that art museum on 26th Street. I saw my first foreign movies at UT. This was just exotic beyond belief to me, that I had access on a daily basis to all of these wonderful things.
Jane worked on the Daily Texan as features editor her senior year. It was her biggest thrill as a student and certainly had the most lasting impact on her life. After graduating in 1973, a fellow journalism student persuaded her to come to New York. She landed her first editorial job here largely because of the Daily Texan's reputation. Soon she was working at Woman's Day magazine as health editor, at a time when many people were first realizing they could take charge of their own well-being.
We tackled it all. Breast cancer, AIDS, spousal abuse. We were there with many of the first pieces that had been written on these subjects. It's hard to believe now because all of this stuff is so out there.
Woman's Day gave her more than her career. It was her boss who fixed her up on a blind date with the magazine's lawyer, Mallory Rintoul.
Went to lunch, and when I came back to the office, my best friend in the office asked me, well, how did it go? And I said, so-so. And she said, you were gone 3 hours. It's got to be better than
They've been married for 25 years. Jane would spend 31 years in all at Woman's Day, becoming the beauty, fashion, and health director, and then in 1991, editor-in-chief.
When you receive the letters and emails from women whose lives that you have helped change, it's just such a wonderful feeling.
Under her leadership, Woman's Day adopted women and heart disease as its major cause, not only raising reader awareness, but helping start a national initiative.
I came up with the idea to do the Women's Day Red Dress Awards. And what I love is seeing all of these people who are deeply engaged in helping save women from heart disease. And it just doesn't get any better than that.
Jane left Women's Day in 2009, giving her more time for a variety of causes. She's on the board of one of New York's most respected nonprofit theater companies, the Vineyard Theater. And in 15 years of involvement with Washington Irving High School, she's helped start the student newspaper and volunteers on the Business Advisory Council.
If you're a journalist and an editor, you're an idea person. And I've learned that I can translate that skill into the not-for-profit world and come up with ideas that will help them really further their mission.
Tonight we honor a Texas ex who skillfully used journalism to help inform, educate, and empower a nation of women readers. Jane Chesnutt, a distinguished alumna of the University of Texas at Austin.